Hello guys, today's video is from Matt Walsh. It's titled Insane Obese Woman Demands You Find Her Attractive. I don't think you demand such things from people. You put yourself in that place. I'm just talking. I've not even watched the video to see what's about, right? But I'm just giving what I think, right? I think you don't demand things from people. You don't demand respect. You don't demand love. You put yourself in that place to earn such things from people. You don't demand things from people. Nobody owes you anything, by the way. Okay, my name is Ogechi and this is Ogechi Reaction. Welcome to my channel. If you're new and you're watching me for the first time, hello, thank you for stopping by. Do want to click on the red subscribe button, like this video, share, drop your comment, watch through the video so you can understand and know what we're talking about here. And to all my returning subscribers and viewers, you guys are amazing. Thank you for stopping by. Do not forget to turn on the post notification bell so that I get notified anytime I drop a new banger. Today's video, let's get into it.
For our daily cancellation today, we take into consideration a recent viral video from a woman who insists that although she's morbidly obese, you must still find her physically attractive. You're not entitled to your own opinions or preferences. You must fall madly in love with her. This is not a suggestion, but rather a requirement, as she clearly explains. Listen.
Hey, bestie! You're wrong. I think it's time for another adult pre-K lesson. What do you think? All right, turn your listening ears on. Zoop, catch a bubble in your mouth. Good job. Okay, here's the thing. Having a preference is something like, I'm looking for a partner who likes kayaking, or wakes up early in the morning, or loves pizza. But when your preferences exclude an entire group of marginalized people, that's problematic. Okay, that's not nice. That's not a preference. If you lump all fat people in one group together as though they are not very different individuals, that's fatphobic. Just like lumping all black people in one group and saying, I don't like black people is racist. And lumping all disabled people in one group and saying, I don't think people in wheelchairs are hot is ableist. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, I don't. Okay, so, well, okay, so you are allowed to prefer a partner who likes kayaking, which thankfully I think lets us off the hook, because something tells me she's not exactly an avid kayaker. But those loopholes aside, it seems that our friend here has stumbled on a rather unique pickup line. Part of me wishes that I had thought of this when I was single. Like, ma'am, you are morally obligated to find me attractive. Now come and date me at once, lest you be guilty of problematic and exclusionary behavior. But something tells me I would have struck out as badly with that line as I'm sure she does. The only difference is that I would have been arrested for harassment and stalking on top of it. Now, a few points to make here. First of all, this woman, and my 12 seconds of research tells me that her name is Lexi, has, and the research was just looking at the bottom of the video there where it says her name, she has a problem that goes beyond her weight. If Lexi finds that most people don't want to be around her, it probably is because of her god-awful personality. I, for one, would rather take a bath in battery acid than be stuck in a room with her for any length of time. And that's got nothing to do with her appearance. It has everything to do with her demeanor, her attitude, tone of voice, and just way of being. This is something that anyone who struggles to find a partner should take into consideration. Before wondering whether you're being discriminated against based on your physical features, please reflect on the possibility that you might be a nagging, miserable shrew. Now, it can be hard.
I totally get what Matt Walsh is saying, and I totally agree with what he's saying. I do not like the idea or the mentality of people thinking that because of how they look, they are being cancelled, or they are not seen, or they are not respected, or they are not worthy of love. Nope. That's a very low mentality. It's giving low self-esteem. I have a friend who is fat, because I personally do not think people who are fat, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's a body structure. I think personally it's a body structure. I'm a tiny girl. That is how I am. Some people do not like me. When I was younger, when I was in secondary school, when I was in high school, I had friends who would make fun of me, who would say that I was malnourished, who would say, oh, guys will not like a girl who doesn't have big boobies and big hips, that kind of stuff. I had friends who put me down, and I had really so low self-esteem. I wanted validation at all costs. I wanted to be I wanted to be loved by all costs. As I grew older, I didn't get any fatter. I didn't gain more flesh. I just had to work on my self-esteem. I don't need anybody to force their likeness or their love or care on me. All I needed to do was work on my self-esteem. And also, what Matt Walsh is saying here is, sometimes it's not even the way you appear. It could be your character. It could be who you really are. A lot of people do not really care. I've seen men getting married to really big women, and they find them so attractive. Now, your character or who you are speaks more than the way you look. There's nothing wrong with you being obese or you being fat. Nope, there is nothing wrong with you being like that. All you need to work is your self-esteem and your character and who you really are. People will find you so attractive. What makes people attractive is not the way they look. Really, it's not basically the way they look. In my opinion, it is who you really are. So I agree with Matt Walsh here. You can't be demanding, attractiveness from people when your character is disgusting. Nope, it doesn't work that way. Nope.
It can be hard even for the most attractive person to find or at least maintain relationships if they have a repulsive personality. But if you're not a top-notch physical specimen, and most of us aren't, and you also have the character and general disposition of the Wicked Witch of the West, then you really have put yourself in a hole with only yourself.
Take, for example, a really cute, fine, good-looking, 6 feet tall, really beautiful body young man, and he walks up to you and asks you out, and the first thing that comes is a really horrible stench. Would you find him attractive? Yeah, he has a fine body, he has a fine look, he has a beautiful beard, he has really nice abs and everything, so beautiful. And then he smells, he has really horrible body odor. No, there is no way you're going to find such a man attractive. Let's state the fact. There is no way such man is going to be attractive to you. Nope. He's never going to be attractive to you. So, yeah.
With only yourself to blame for it. Second point, she says that you aren't allowed to exclude entire groups of people from your sexual preference. But that, of course, is exactly what a sexual preference is. That's what any kind of preference is, actually. Preferences exclude by definition. All preferences do. Any preference is exclusionary and discriminatory. That's the whole point. You're preferring one thing over another, or one person over another. As for sexual preference specifically, gay men exclude her because she's a woman. Is she going to berate them for that? Well, she might, I guess. As we've seen, for years the left insisted that sexuality is innate and immutable. It can't be changed and it's not the result of choice. But more recently, they've decided that their own arguments no longer hold. Your sexuality can become problematic if it excludes so-called marginalized groups. A gay man who isn't attracted to a woman who identifies as a man is now a transphobe. A straight man who isn't attracted to a man who identifies as a woman is also a transphobe. Anybody who isn't attracted to an obese person is fatphobic. Anyone who isn't attracted to shrill, hectoring, condescending scolds like Lexi is whatever kind of phobic that applies to. Your sexuality is not your own business. It is not a private matter anymore, as the left had previously insisted. They will decide who you should be attracted to. And quite often, coincidentally enough, the person putting themselves in the position to make this choice for you will decide that you should be attracted to them personally. Funny how that works. It's like, well, I've run the numbers and I've done the calculations, and it turns out that in order to not be a bigot, you're supposed to be turned on by, what does it say here? Oh, me. Sorry, I don't make the rules. Well, I guess I do, actually. Third point, briefly, referring back to the first. This seems to be something that a lot of people do.
Quickly on the second point, because before he goes to the third point, he talked about preference. I think preference is a personal thing. it's, yeah, I like donuts and not, I prefer donuts to hot dogs, right? I would eat donut 10 times before I eat hot dogs. Doesn't make hot dog a horrible thing. Yeah, it might not be my preference, it might not be what I like, but hot dog is a sweetheart to a lot of people. Do you get what I mean? So it's a preference, it's a personal thing. You shouldn't be imposing your preference on me. Yeah.
Seems to be something that a lot of people do, even if they aren't on the left. When people have trouble forming and maintaining relationships, both sexual and platonic, they develop a victim complex, deciding that the problem in their personal and romantic lives is that everyone else is being mean to them. And this only exacerbates the problem because nobody wants to be around someone with a victim complex. Even people with victim complexes don't want to be around other people with victim complexes. In fact, people with victim complexes especially don't want to be around other people with victim complexes because then it becomes a zero-sum game, a sort of victimhood competition. The self-determined victim becomes all the more isolated as a result, and their victim mentality only hardens and spreads and metastasizes over time. So if you're looking around and finding that most people don't want to be around you, don't find you appealing or attractive on any level, you could start pointing fingers and making demands, or you can begin the difficult work of changing yourself. And this process should be one that includes both the exterior and the interior, both physical and spiritual. Although this is hard and painful and it requires the kind of honest self-assessment that most people don't have the wherewithal to conduct, the good thing is that you actually have control over yourself. Yourself is a thing you can change by the grace of God. You can't really force anyone else to change. All you could do is scream at them as they back ever farther away until you're all alone, yelling into the void. It's up to you which strategy you choose. We know which one Lexi has chosen, and for that reason today, she is, of course, canceled. Listen, hit that subscribe button right now. Do it right now. I thank you for your compliance. It is somewhat appreciated.
So I agree with everything Matt Walsh said, right? Take, for example, a relationship ended badly. I would never be with a friend who blames everybody for her misfortune. Something doesn't happen, and then you are blaming other people. How about you look at yourself and look at the role you played in that breakup? How about you work on yourself and get better for the next relationship? A lot of people are moving on without actually healing, right? You come out of a relationship, the next thing you are moving into another relationship. You're supposed to actually take a break. Analyze it, look at it, look at the part you obviously played, right? What parts did I play? If you find yourself, just like Matt Walsh said, people do not find you attractive, nobody likes to talk to you, why don't you look at yourself truthfully? It could be painful, it could be hard, but so you get better. And if you want people to actually like you, you can't demand anything from people. The minute you start demanding from people, the more people are repelling, right? So it's most important that you actually look inward. Look at those things people are actually complaining about. People talk about, people say, oh, my mouth actually smells horrible. And instead of getting angry and pointing at accusing finger at people, why don't you take your oral health seriously? People always say I'm rude, I don't talk properly. How about you take some lessons on how not to be rude? People say I don't dress properly. How about you take some lessons on how to dress? So that when you get into a place, people are so, oh my gosh, you look so nice. Oh my gosh, I love your dress. You look so beautiful. You look so neat. How about that? It could be hard, but I think that is the best solution to your problem. You can't demand anything from anybody, like I've been saying. You can't demand anything from anybody because nobody actually owes you anything. So probably that is why Lexi is cancelled, you know, because she's demanding attractiveness from people. How about you work on yourself? Let me know your thoughts or what you think about this video. Your comments, drop them in the comment section. Let's be civil and be respectful too. No rudeness will be tolerated. Okay. Anyway, do well to like this video, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next episode. Do not forget to turn on your post notification bell so you get notified when I drop a new video. See ya.